I am Angela Sang. I come from Nandi County, a place called Kapsabet. I am a lawyer by profession and I am a Keratoconus patient. I found out that I had Keratoconus back in 2016. I was in 4th year and apparently the disease had been progressing and I didn't have an idea. And by then it was very bad. I had already lost my left eye. I couldn't see very well. So I sought treatment from various hospitals. I began in Sabatia. I was referred to Eldoret, to Tenwek, then to Nairobi, where I saw a doctor in Muthaiga, and she asked that I opt for contact lens as opposed to specs, because specs were no longer efficient for my eyesight, rather to give me good vision. And after that, I had contact lens on my left eye for some time. Then it's quite uncomfortable, so I opted for another treatment. I went to Lions Eye Hospital, and I was told the final solution to my problem, and particularly to the left eye, was that I should have a corneal graft so that I can have better vision, because contact lens was I couldn't stand contact lens anymore. It was very uncomfortable. Yeah, it was a rather excruciating experience. So finally I had corneal graft on my left eye and cross-linking on my right eye. Cross-linking has worked to stop the progression of keratoconus, while corneal graft was done so that I can have regain my vision on the left eye. And yeah, I have realized the fruits of this treatment. My left eye can see better. I couldn't see anything. I could only see blood images before, but now I can see, at least I can see something. It's been 2 years since I had the transplant. It was done in 2018, but I can see much better now, and I am hoping for even better as time goes by. After I had cross-linking on my right eye, it didn't take a long time to heal. It takes like 3 days, but the pain is quite bad, and that's because you have a hard contact lens placed on your eye immediately after the procedure is done, and that was done in 2017 in August. And in December 2017, I had corneal graft on my left eye, and it was not as bad. The pain was not as bad as cross-linking. It's actually much better, but before the procedure, of course, there's a number of injections through your eye, and that is quite painful, very painful in fact. But after that, you undergo the procedure, and it is not painful because all this time your eye is numb and your nerves are numbed, so it is not painful at all. After the surgery, there is no much pain, but you are constantly having to use eye drops, which is not bad. Well, like comparing the two experiences, cross-linking and corneal graft, I would say corneal graft is much better. Yeah, and the challenges I encountered during this treatment, just the pain for both of them, for both cross-linking and corneal graft. Of course, for cross-linking, it's very painful, but for corneal graft, it's very painful just before the procedure is done. So those were the challenges I encountered, and seeing as you have immediately after the procedure, you have to keep going to see the doctor, and I feel like it's very consumes a lot of time, because you keep going back, and especially for guys who come from up country, yeah. But I was lucky because I was in Nairobi that time, and it was very easy for me to go to the doctor for all the reviews after the procedure, after both procedures were done. And one other challenge I encountered is to have to learn how to use eye drops by yourself. I mean, you cannot keep telling someone to have you you cannot keep asking someone to put eye drops on your eye. So you have to learn to do it by yourself eventually, which is quite a challenge. Yeah, but you learn with time. Yeah. I still use contact lens on my right eye. With keratoconus, glasses might not give you optimum or maximum vision, but at least with contact lens you get 90% vision, much compared to glasses. Contact lens give you optimum vision. So I still use contact lens on my right eye because it only was done cross-linking on and not corneal graft. And with contact lens, I still wear glasses just to prevent much light, because contact lenses don't help you much with protection of light against your eyes, and also for dust, so that dust doesn't get into your eyes. So it is much better to use contact lens with glasses. So I still use contact lens, and once off contact lens, probably at when I'm not working or when I'm not running my day-to-day errands, I opt for glasses because they're much comfortable. Now glasses that have my prescription. After I had corneal graft, I had a number of reactions from my friends, my parents, my relatives. But these reactions, especially, you tell people that you had your eyes injected and they are very shocked. But after some time, they get used to it. I also tell them about my experience with stitches, removal of stitches or sutures, and my friends get very shocked. They can't believe there are stitches in someone's eyes. I mean, how is that even done? Yeah. And for my parents, particularly my mom, she doesn't even want to see me, wearing contact lens, because she gets very scared. She thinks it's a very bad thing to do. So every time I start putting on contact lens, she's all up running. She doesn't want to see it. Basically, my siblings are kind of used to it because they have also suffered keratoconus. So it's very normal for them, though I am the one who suffered the most among them. I have had a number of embarrassing moments. This happens, and it's very strange that you don't even realize. So one time I was actually in Naivasha, traveling from Shags to Nairobi, and we had a stopover in Dalamere in Naivasha, and I ran to say hi to someone who I actually thought I know. I actually thought was my colleague at work. Then just as you inch closer to them, they're actually also excited. They think you are going to say hi to them. Seemingly the guy had noticed me and he thought I was going to say hi to him. But I get closer to him and I realize, well, I actually thought it was someone by the name Wahome who I work with. But I get closer to him and I realize, God, this is not Wahome. And now I have to retract. I have to take a step back. And I tell him, no, I'm sorry, I thought I know you, but I don't know you. And he's very shocked. He doesn't even, he can't get that you are partially blind, so to speak, that you can't see as far. That time I didn't have my spectacles, I didn't have my contact lens on. And yeah, it's quite a blunder when you don't have those things. You keep snobbing people and people think you're a bad person. So a lot of embarrassing moments, really. All through my journey, through Keratoconus, I have received support from a number of people, and I am so indebted to them. My family members, especially my parents, for the financial support they've given me. The procedure required a lot of money, but that was corneal graft, and I had support from my parents, from my siblings. Of course, you need to be taken to hospital and back home after surgery, and they came through for me at that time. At the time you realize family is everything. Family is very important. I also had support from my friends. I had a number of friends visiting immediately after my corneal graft was done. I had a number of friends coming over to my place. Some don't even believe you lost your eyesight so fast, but yeah, they were there to support me all through that time, and I am so grateful for that. I've also received support from colleagues at work, and I could say I'm so indebted to them also, because they encouraged me through this, told me everything would be fine, and yeah, after everything is fine after all this. I also received support from, I have received support from patients. A number of patients I have met who have also had this procedure done, keratoconus patients, that is. Once you hear stories from other people who are of your kind, so to speak, or who have similar problems as you become very encouraged that you are not alone, that you will get much better, because if they've gotten better, then you can also, after some time, regain your vision. So, in fact, I could say that was when I met those people, I felt so good. Those are persons with keratoconus like me. I felt so good because they told me a number of their stories, and we share similar experiences with them. Yeah. Keratoconus affects your life in a number of ways, and I have felt it quite much. With wearing contact lens, you realize that there's a lot to be done before you wear contact lens. So if you go to work early, you even have to wake up earlier, because you now have to, you have to have time to see. You have to have a time only for wearing contact lens, say like 15 minutes, because that means you have to, before wearing contact lens, you have to clean your hands, you have to ensure the environment is clean, and you realize that takes a lot of time. Sometimes you don't even have time to do those things. So basically, I have learned to wake up early so that I can have enough time to wear contact lens correctly, to also avoid infections on my eye. Also, just after I realized I had the condition and I started using glasses, it dawned on me that sometimes I couldn't even see my lecturers in class. So you realize you have to move in front, you have to change seats. I used to sit behind right from the time I was in first year, but now I realize I can't even tell what is written on the board, so I have to move closer to the board, closer to the lecturer, so that I can see him and get quite clearly what he's saying. I want to encourage all those who have keratoconus and who, like me, may not realize early that they have keratoconus, and realized too late after the condition had progressed much further, much deeper, that there is hope. Keratoconus is really a manageable condition because there is all this technology going on. There is contact lens, there is corneal graft, which is said to be the last solution, and my research tells me there is also eye drops that are being scientists are working on eye drops for keratoconus patients, eye drops that can help to reverse the condition. So there's a lot of hope for guys with keratoconus. Don't lose hope, guys. All will be well. I mean, this is just a manageable condition, as I said. I have a number of friends who have very encouraging stories, because before they were totally, well, almost blind, or let me say legally blind, but after treatment, after surgery, after they wear contact lens, there's a lot of good results, lots of good results. So there's a lot of hope for guys with keratoconus.